And welcome, folks. Clemson Sports News, Howard's Rock Pawcast. We are live here in Clemson, South Carolina, and we are located at the dockside here by side of the lake, and we are at Your Pie, one of Clemson's favorite eating spots, locally owned and operated by the Doug Zerbel. Doug is he opened up the original location over there, right there across the street from Back Street, right off of Tiger, downtown, right off of College Avenue. And a few years ago, he opened up a location here next to the dockside. When they opened up this location, this dockside area here by the lake, and doing great business. It's packed. Lots of folks here getting ready to go out and to enjoy the evening. And a lot of folks here look like they're heading to the Daniel football game to go see the Daniel Lions in the first round, or excuse me, second round of high school playoffs. So for a playoffs, I think they're playing Richland Northeast tonight. Go Lions! Being a Daniel alum, that makes me happy to see all these folks here going to the game. I might even head that way after I get done here. But we're here tonight, talking about football tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about Clemson and Citadel, Military Appreciation Day. We're going to talk about the upcoming game with the Gamecocks. We're barely going to reach out a little bit about that one because this game coming up this weekend, folks, we all realize it's pretty much a glorified scrimmage. It's a game where we're going to see the Tigers get healthy. You're going to see a lot of the players that have gotten themselves in injury issues over the last couple of weeks. They won't be required to come out. I don't think you'll see a Tristan Lee. I don't think you'll see a Marcus Tate in the offensive line. I think you'll see those guys resting and waiting and sitting off to the side till next week. I think the same thing goes along with the defensive guys like Capehart and a few others like Wade Woodaz and others on that injury list that are just out there and not able to play. Those guys will be sitting all Saturday. They won't be playing. And you'll see a lot of guys that you're not familiar. You're going to have to break out your program. There'll be a lot of numbers running out there, probably late in the second quarter, probably to the third quarter on, that you won't recognize. And you'll be going, wow, who is that guy and where did he come from? I think you're going to see a lot of that going on with the offensive line. I don't think you're going to see the first team as far as skilled players, Kate Klubnik, Phil Maffa, the wide receivers, the tight ends. I think those guys, they'll be checking out late second quarter at the earliest, but probably by the third quarter they're gone. I don't think you're going to give them a chance to get hurt. I think you're going to let guys come in and get it some snaps and develop. This is the kind of game this is. We're bringing in the Citadel FCS school coming from Charleston. Been around a long time. We've played them on many occasions. We're a 50.5-point favorite in this game. They're going to come in and give it their best shot. And they will. But it's going to be, again, it's going to turn out you just think about the 50.5-point spread and just keep that one in your brain. And that's pretty much where we're going to be. I think the Tigers are going to, I'll do my prediction article tonight and drop it first thing in the morning. Before you get up in the morning, it'll be on the desk at ClemsonSportsNews.com. You can go by there and take a look and read the article, how I came to the assumption and what the score will be. But it'll be close to that 50.5 spread that you've seen folks out there tossing around. Just a game, again, like I said, to get better. And that means physically healing, not really get better as a team or forecasted what they're supposed to do. I think, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen a football team that's had to grow. And I think we've watched a team that has actually gotten themselves up off the carpet now. I mean, two hard-fought road victories in very weird conditions. I mean, you're going to go to Virginia Tech and after losing that game to Louisville, and you had a chance right there. It was a perfect trap game to lose that ball game, and you could have put yourself in a real bad position. But now with just one loss in the conference, you're done with conference play, 7-1. You're just waiting on Miami to either trip up with Wake Forest this weekend coming there. But I don't think that one's happening. But the thing about it is they've got to take a trip up to Syracuse, New York, to play the Orange inside the Loud Dome. And that comes up next week. And I got a feeling Miami might just get tripped up. So we might see SMU in the championship game as a 10-2 Clemson football team if we can take care of business this week and next week. Again, it doesn't matter what happens this week. We could be 8-4. We could lose this week to Citadel and lose to South Carolina, be 8-4, and walk into the ACC championship game if Miami trips up and falls to Syracuse. And I got a feeling that might just happen. It's setting up perfectly for that because Miami's been playing some very suspect defense over the last 2 months, and you've watched them escape several times, and Georgia Tech finally got them. And again, away from Miami, at Syracuse, that place can get you. I've been there. I've been there in that press box. I've covered games there. That place can be very strange, and again, you'll see the results of that one Right after the Gamecock Clemson game next week, we'll be tuning into that game. That's later on in the evening. But this week, it's all about celebrating military appreciation. Clemson's history with the military goes back way back. This was a military school when it was first opened, and for the first 40, 50 years of its existence, this was a military school. It was an all-male patronage. If you go, anytime you visit the stadium, right across the street from the scoreboard in the east end zone, right across the street is a thing called the Scroll of Honor. You step up over there and you'll see a mound of dirt and a bunch of stones placed into that mound, and each stone has a name attached to it and a year of the graduating class of that person. What that is that's a Clemson graduate that has lost his life in battle, serving his country for all of us. I always visit over there. Today, as a matter of fact, a good friend of mine, Trent Allen, started a tradition years ago. I wrote an article about it back when he started it. Placing the flags. They place a single flag for each single member. And last time it was 478 flags, I think it was the number that they place down there every Memorial Day and military appreciation. They'll go to the mound and they'll place those flags out in tribute to these folks. And don't forget, while we're there, we're there because of the stadium's name, Memorial Stadium. Again, that mound represents all those dead, fallen soldiers that have represented Clemson University and went out to war and lost their lives. I lost the ultimate battle, just so that we can come out here and watch a football game. Just so we can come out here and breathe free air. Remember why we're here, okay? Military appreciation. And I got a feeling I've been hearing all week. I've heard sonic booms over my house here in Clemson, and it's they've been practicing the flyover. Get ready. It's going to be loud right after the national anthem. Get ready. It's going to be loud. That they're coming down with a few jets this time. There's not going to be a lumbering flyover by a cargo plane. This is going to be a couple 3 jets coming over because they've been flying over my house for about 3 days now practicing. That's going to be fun. And then the military. The Citadel brings such great military heritage. That's what they're all about. I mean, they are a commitment to the military there, to several, they leave the Citadel and they all join different branches of the military, but the cadets will be there. They'll bring their rifle corps up and they'll do a great thing at halftime. They'll do the salute to the fallen, and they'll go out there and they'll march with their cadet corps. It's a great sight and a great scene when our bands get out there together and do this. That'll happen. And again, like I said, just remember why we're here and what all took place to get us here. And remember, it's Memorial Stadium. This is Military Appreciation Day. They wear purple for a reason, guys. It's not to look cool. It does look cool. It's a great looking combination on the uniforms, but that is done for a reason. And that reason is that the Purple Heart is representative inside that purple, meaning injured soldiers in battle. And that's kind of what they're paying tribute to when they wear the purple, is all these wounded soldiers that have come back and live amongst us in the society and have given away a part of their bodies, sacrificed and all that, just to be able to come back home and breathe free air like we talked about. But hey, let's get back to talking football. As you can see, the kids are here playing football out here in the grass next to me by the lake. Have you ever been to Yorkpie Dockside? It's absolutely a beautiful place. I'm out here on the patio. There's heaters out here. The heater on the heater above me right now has got my shirt warm to the touch. Okay. There's a family sitting here having food, eating inside. There's probably 24 people in there ordering food and tables full. And like I said, it looks like everyone here is gearing up to go to see the Daniel football game. I see a lot of Daniel high school football gear, hats and jackets and shirts on. Again, football tonight, football tomorrow. Going to get up tomorrow morning, noon. Got ball games coming on, but Clemson's 3:30 on the CW network, if you know what that is. And some good looking pizza coming out the door right now. Yeah, look at that food coming out here. She's taking that on over to the table. You see her go right here on camera right there. There she goes. Woof, there she goes, right past me on that camera in that second. And she's dropping that pie off, the fresh baked. And this is oven baked pies, by the way, folks. Everything's fresh ingredients. You pick them and they stick them, and it's freshly done in a brick oven here on site. And I just saw, like I said earlier, I saw Doug take off to Daniel High School. Doug, the owner, he took off to Daniel High School. He's got a mobile brick oven. I'm not kidding. I saw it. It was cool as heck. It was a brick oven and it's on fire. It was flaming and everything. He's driving that sucker down the road to Daniel High School, and they're serving your pie pizza at the game. out of his brick oven. But folks are having a good time. You hear the kids playing. Families everywhere. I'm looking right here right now. It's all families. It's a family affair in here right now. It is mom, pops, and kids everywhere having a good time. Reminds me of when I was a kid, how we used to gather at the Pizza Hut on Friday night before a football game. This is kind of like what it's like here. Everybody's just showing up here, having a pie, getting ready to go to the game. I even see a couple guys that used to work on the Clemson football staff here. I won't mention their names. They're friends of mine. I see them inside eating with their families. But yeah, great place here in Clemson. Doug, like I said, has been around forever and ever. A great family man and a great Clemson local. And support his business because he's local and he supports local businesses and local events. Like I said, he's at Daniel High School and he's serving pies out there right now, right out of a brick oven right behind his truck. So, so guys, it's going to be a short show tonight. The original lineup had a couple cancellations, had some special guests that were supposed to come and sit in with us. They couldn't make it in because of travel issues and logistical issues that we can't discuss because of the work that they have done. But just gonna wrap it up here shortly. It'll be a short show tonight. We'll probably do about another 10 minutes here, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But here lately, some good news I want to talk about Clemson sports news. Our Facebook feed is on fire, guys. We did 10.5 million views on our Facebook feed alone in the last month, covering football, baseball, basketball. Another thing, basketball 4-1 right now. Brad Brownell's new team, trying to adjust everybody. You've got a whole new cast of characters there and trying to get them all to gel and find the right combinations, I think is what's going on right now. He's just trying to find what works for them, and I think it's getting close. They had one little hiccup. They went out west of Boise and got beat, but guess what? That Boise team is predicted to win the Mountain West Conference and be a playoff team and be in the tournament later on this year. So, that's something to think about. Basketball 4-1. The ladies were 3-0, and they ran into a buzzsaw called the number 1 Gamecocks, South Carolina, who showed up in here just yesterday and had an impressive 30-point win over the Lady Tigers. But hey, they showed resilience, and they at one point led the Gamecocks at the end of the first quarter. First time that's happened since like 2018. So there's some improvement in the girls basketball program. The men's basketball seems to be heading right along. You've got we just had our lacrosse team sign the number 1 recruiting class in the nation. That's something that you want to talk about with folks here. The number 1 recruiting class in the nation being signed by Clemson lacrosse. Excuse me. Basketball had some signings. Baseball had some signings. Softball had some signings. The rowing team had some signings. Everybody was getting into the recruiting business. It was National Signing Day for those sports over the week. Had some recruiting news. Clemson got a commit yesterday, a West Virginia tight end. I have to go back and look at his name there. He's a 3-star tight end out of West Virginia. He plays wide receiver at his high school in West Virginia. He's about 6'3", 205 pounds, and he's a tweener is what they call him. A kind of a running stool, kind of a body type. But he'll be playing tight end at Clemson, 6'3", 205. Tavion Wilson, I think maybe his name or something like that. I have to go back and look. But, that happened yesterday. More recruiting news. We're hearing rumors that Tay Harris, the 4-star safety out of Georgia, may be decommitting and flipping his commitment to Georgia Tech. There's a lot of rumors going out overnight. I think he attended the game last night in Georgia Tech in Atlanta as the Texans defeated NC State last night in a fourth quarter game. So that's some news out of the recruiting world. We'll start getting into recruiting after the season this year. This class has taken a lot of hits this year, starting with the A-Bear kid leaving and you lost a couple defensive linemen. But it's starting to get down to the nitty-gritty on that recruiting class, and we'll dial into that stuff after we finish the season here next week with South Carolina when we have the little break between, possible ACC championship game or bowl game. We'll go over recruiting and we'll tie everybody into what's going on with that stuff, okay? December, you have the early signing day, and we'll let you know who all's involved with that too. Again, man, it's just one of those days. We're just talking, again, the game is really nothing to talk about as far as the X's and O's, what you want to see there. I mean, you guys can hit me up in the comments after we post this thing to Facebook and everything, and you can let us know what you think as far as what you expect for Saturday's game. We're not expecting much of nothing. We expect a lot of guys to go in there and get some snaps. We expect a score to get rolled up really quick so this can happen. and you'll see. Like I said, by the end of the second quarter, halftime, maybe the first drive of the third quarter, first team's out. First team out on offense and defense. You're going to see a lot of guys you never heard of. Like I said, make sure that you got your program in your hands. You got your program in your hands. You're able to sit there and you can determine who's doing what and who's playing what. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna have binoculars in my hands and a program from the press box, and I'm gonna be going, who is that? And we're all gonna be going, who is who? But it's just one of those games. It's again, we see them every year. Usually in the first of the season, you get the first or second game of the season, you'll find one of these, and you'll find one at the end. These are money games. These are the kind of games that sustain a place like the Citadel's athletic department. They'll get a big paycheck out of this. That money will go back into their athletic department. And believe me, this sustains other sports at that school. So this is a game that's done, you asked me they should schedule these every year at the first of the year, like a preseason game. This should be the first game of the year, like a preseason game. That's what they should do every single year. You schedule this game at the first of the year, not at the end of the year. Okay. But other than that, not much going on tonight here in Tigertown. Like I said, except for local high school football games, and folks are already in town, getting set up. You got the tailgate lot down there, RV lot. It's all set up and ready to go, and folks are already pulled in there and got their campgrounds going. And you see they're out on their golf carts in downtown around the SO Club and all that stuff right close to them. But, here again, I'm at Your Pie in Clemson, that dock side. You can see on the other camera here. I'll flip the view real quick here so you can see it. You can see folks hanging out right there. You see them all hanging out down there. And then I'll pick the camera up here and move it around a little bit. But you can see inside as well. Folks are inside there having a meal. And out here on the patio as well. And the kids right here playing out there on the grass yard that they have here. It's located next to a stage. They have a stage. A nice little yard out here with Adirondack chairs and stuff to sit down and chill out in. And patio, like I said, there's heaters, like 6 of them. And the one on top of me right now, I'm telling you, my back is warm to the touch right now, okay? But great place, Your Pie here in Clemson. You got to come out and check it out. We'll be next week at Oakway Tractor in Seneca. On the way to Westminster, it's Oakway Tractor on 123. It's on Oakway Drive. Oakway Tractor Drive is what the address is. We'll be there live previewing the South Carolina game. That show will go for almost an hour next week. We got some special guests coming in to talk with us about the South Carolina game next week. We will be live there as Oakway Tractor, Clemson Sports News, Howard's Rock Podcast next week. Okay. This week, again, we're cutting the show a little bit short this week. There's just the game itself and what's going on with the Clemson Tigers this week. There's not really much to break down. You got Phil Moffitt sitting at 998 yards. He's about to hit 1,000. You got Cade Klubnik sitting at 26 touchdowns. He's about to hit 30. So, a couple stats to look out for there. Other than that, man, there's nothing else to look out for except for who's playing and where tomorrow, because they're going to come fast and furious. There's 115 kids that dress on the home game. You're probably going to see 114 of them play tomorrow. Get ready for tomorrow. Everybody have a great time. If you're coming into town, drive safe. If you're here already, have a good time. And everybody have a great night. Enjoy your college football in the morning, and enjoy the Tigers tomorrow at 3:30 when they kick off our Military Appreciation Day. And again, remember why they're here, why you're here, what military appreciation is about, and why it's so important to the folks here at Clemson, and why it matters to all of us. Okay. So, hey, everybody, have a great night. You have a wonderful evening.